Will Web3 eSports take over Web2 eSports?
So welcome to the panel. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves, On and Laurin.
Hi everyone, I'm On Yavin, the founder and the managing partner at Cointelligence Fund, a crypto VC focused on investing in the metaverse and blockchain-based games. Beside that, I'm considered to be a serial entrepreneur. Started my first company before I turned 20. Since then, started and developed different companies in different industries. And a little bit more than 5 years ago, I joined the blockchain and crypto industry when I founded Cointelligence as a research company. And last year, founded Cointelligence Fund.
Cool. Hi everyone, my name is Laurin Bylica. I'm the director of partnerships of a game you guys might know, Illuvium it's called. So we are a game in the first place. And what brings us here is also we have a crypto blockchain component as part of the game. However, we were really focused on building a AAA game. It's a ranking standard in the gaming industry, meaning a game that the games that you might know, like League of Legends, Dota, and so on, all AAA gaming titles. But yeah, our mission was always to deliver the first crypto AAA game. And yes, we have a massive community of 2 million people who registered for the game and are waiting for the release. We have also a very active community, I must say, on Discord, on Twitter. You can see a lot of different people talking about Illuvium basically all the day long. And next year we're going to be launching 3 games at the same time, 3 AAA titles. One will be a mobile game, more focused mobile game, which is more like a strategy game where people can build like own land and build virtual entities. The second game will be a massive metaverse. It's called Illuvium Overworld. Really beautiful graphics. People can explore a futuristic looking landscape. And the third game will be then the Auto Battler game, where people can actually send monsters, which we call Illuvials, into battle and fight other players or AI. Important to mention is that all these 3 games are interoperable. That means they're all connected with each other. So the things that you, for example, create in your digital land, you can also then use within the other games. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, launching next year.
And what do you think is going to happen now with like the bear market, with Web3 games, with play-to-earn games? What are you seeing in the future of what's happening? Like, do you think it was just a fad that's faded now, or do you see a big future in this industry?
Yeah, sure. So I think that for the short term, for the next 2 to 3 years, the situation is going to be absolutely horrible. If I thought before recently that the next bull market is going to happen in 2024, I'm not sure about that anymore. With regards to specifically, not just the crypto market in general, but specifically with regards to games, I think that currently I didn't see yet until now one project that proved itself with regards to token economics. And I think that that's the biggest hurdle that the industry needs to focus on, because without proper token economics, there's not going to be any successful project as long as it's based on a native crypto token. If you put the crypto on the side and you don't want to have that as a part of the game, then it's not an oriented crypto game anymore, and then you need to ask yourself if it's relevant for the industry at all. Beside that, I think that we have a huge issue with regulation. Everybody talks about the fact that the regulators are not doing enough, that they don't understand enough the industry. I'm one of these people as well. But beside that, what most people in our industry do not understand, that when you do have a crypto coin or a token and you're allowing your users to earn it in any way, and I don't care if you call it play to earn, play and earn, or any other type of name that you will say, the bottom line is that you might get yourself into the gambling industry, even if you don't want to, and even if you're not, if you don't have the intentions to go into that industry. But that's the current regulation in many of the jurisdictions in the world, at least the Western countries. And because of that, there's going to be a huge issue for many of the projects. And with regards to regulation, I would also like to add the fact, and I keep saying that again and again because I want to make sure that founders of projects are aware of it, DAOs do not protect founders. If you think that you will create a DAO and then you are protected from the regulators and you can do whatever you want with regards to laws and regulations, you're absolutely wrong, and it's exactly the opposite. If you're a founder of a DAO and that DAO is not a limited company, you're exposed much more than what you could have been if you started just a regular limited company entity. So because of all these issues, and there's many more, but obviously I don't have the time to go over the entire list, I think that for the short term, things are going to be very problematic. But for the long term, if you ask me, between 10 to 15 years, it's definitely the future of gaming, in my opinion. I don't see any other option for games not to be based on blockchain or have an element of blockchain. And with regards to the different cryptocurrencies, again, I don't mind if it's going to be based on Bitcoin and people and users will be able to get Bitcoin while playing, for example, or it's the native token that they will be getting. It doesn't matter to me. I think that's going to be the future of gaming, and obviously everything around NFTs, identity, ownership, and so on and so on.
Beautiful. Laurin?
Yeah, I must say I'm a little bit more optimistic, I would say. First of all, there are so many funds being set up for the Web3 gaming space at the moment. So we see from institutional investors a clear demand to get into that space. On the other hand side, there are so many interesting projects, other games that use that technology currently being tested or shortly before launching. So I believe that the bear market itself, yes, it will impact the whole crypto space. But if people play their cards right in our industry, meaning the Web3 gaming industry, we should not put the blockchain aspect in the forefront of this industry. We are in the first place, we are in the gaming industry, so we need to build games that can compete with Web2 games. And this is the only way we will see people transitioning from Web2 gaming into Web3. And it doesn't start with the eSports events, it doesn't start with the professional players coming in. Actually, it starts right vice versa. So you see really the people that just play for the hobbies or as a hobby a game. Those people are bringing in the mass of friends, and through word of mouth, more and more friends join, and all of a sudden the game becomes popular. And if a blockchain game focuses, again, on the gaming aspect, rather than the technology, like the technology to, for example, raise funds or make a quick buck, we will see the space flourishing. And what I see also, like we have we are joining currently, like with our competitors that we would say, we are becoming really allies, getting these Web2 gamers over to Web3. So I lead our partnerships operations, and yeah, I'm very keen on like partnering with top tier other game titles to go after the mass of Web2 gamers and getting them over into our Web3 gaming world. Because yeah, that's definitely the future of gaming. It's such a beautiful use case for NFTs as well. So I think that's the future is bright. although yes, we have a very bad bear market, and that FTX stuff doesn't help as well.
Yeah, I agree. We have pretty bad bear market, but of all the projects, we actually have like something that can be utility or something that a game is different to just the markets. It's got players regardless. Gamers are going to play whether it's crypto or not crypto. For me, crypto is it is a play-to-earn game, but as you said, game first. Even if it's the best game, the best crypto setup in the world, like Axie Infinity probably has one of the better ones. Eventually, it's going to come down to the game, especially when the AAA games come in or the big legacy gaming companies come in, and they will come in, and that's why there's so heavy investment, because like people understand that all these games are going to move to this kind of new Web3 system. So it's like a race to beat the Web2 legacy companies before they come into the space. And why they come in slower than the Web3 companies is because it takes pivoting and like ingenuity. As a big conglomerate like League of Legends, Dota 2, these kind of games, it's very hard for them to pivot into this technology. But they are. They're setting up funds, like Blizzard setting up funds to invest and buy into Web3 games because they want to buy the technology and integrate it. So they'll come in and it's like kind of race for this. What current difficulties do you see in this, like, of this transition or the popularity of Web3 eSports from Web2? What's like blocking it? You mentioned some just now. What are the issues are you seeing that are going to come?
So just to respond to what you said now with regards to there's many funds that are being set up. Yes, there were many funds that invested in FTX as well. There were many funds that invested in many of the scams in the industry. And I can tell you from my personal experience, most of the investors in our industry don't have a clue on anything related to either blockchain, crypto, or gaming. Most of them, and I'm talking about really most of them. And beside that, we have to remember that, yes, obviously, it has to be a very good game first. That's something that you hear in the industry now every day. And that's obvious, and that's a given to me. I didn't mention it before when I talked about myself, but I'm also a gamer. I've been a gamer all my life. I'm still a gamer, and I play almost every day. That's obvious. That's a given. The biggest issue is that the money that is being deployed into the different projects is based on FOMO and nothing else. And you can already see what's happening now with the FTX scandal when you ask different investors what kind of due diligence they did before they invested. Some of them will tell you they did no due diligence at all. They just relied on who are the other investors that invested in FTX. And that's just one example that everybody talks about right now, but that's the situation with most of the projects in our industry. Most of them. Most of the capital deployed is being deployed without any knowledge, experience, and understanding of what's the project that the investors are investing in. And to answer your question, beside what I already mentioned, I think that the biggest issue beside what I already mentioned is the fact that gamers don't care about NFTs or crypto, and the ones that actually know something about it hate it, and they are saying that they don't want to have anything to do with it. I know. I'm actually asking gamers while I'm playing, as I mentioned, almost on a daily basis. Up until now, I asked more than 200 gamers. Only 2 of them even knew what I'm talking about when I mentioned NFTs or cryptocurrencies, and all the others said they don't have a clue on what I'm talking about, and what the hell am I talking about when I say blockchain-based games, or play-to-earn, or play and earn, and so on, which is funny, by the way, because play-to-earn has been around for more than a decade already, but it's just not called that way. So I think that's the biggest problem. We need to first and foremost educate the gamers about blockchain and cryptocurrencies and get them to actually understand what's going on and what's the potential future, even before we talk about the fact that the games have to be good games, fun, and so on and so on.
Well, I disagree. There was a survey done. Like, there were 7,000 people asked, actually, gamers. I think it was released just in October, so it's pretty recent. And that survey showed like only like 12% of gamers actually know Web3 gaming and had like experience with Web3 gaming. But 15% of those people were also very interested to transition over at one point in time into that space. So there's already a market. On the other hand side also, the problems that these 7,000 gamers mentioned with the Web3 space were three different things that were really standing out. So education, yeah, that's true. So around 40% of the people said, oh, I don't actually know anything about crypto. That's the biggest problem. That's why I'm not moving into Web3 gaming. I don't know crypto. And then another 30% said, yeah, the problem is really, I don't have a wallet. So how can I play a Web3 game when I don't know how to operate, get a wallet, what is that thing? And then another big factor is risk. So people are afraid that they get scammed in the Web3 gaming space. Now I'd like to comment on all these three different things. So at first, education is a problem. And I think because the learning curve in crypto it's really hard to learn everything crypto within a short period of time, as well as we use our own lingo. So we have our winters and people are saying like, wait, it's summer and we're talking about winter. Speaking of crypto winter, which means prices are low. Yeah, so the problem is really we in crypto, we create our own barriers. We make things more difficult than they have to be to attract the masses. And I think that this can be resolved through just allowing people to play a game, a Web3 game, without the crypto component. So just a free-to-play game. Check it out. If you want to start participating in a P2E economy, yeah, get a wallet and start earning, or start holding crypto NFTs. Yeah, so that's the first thing. The second, scams. Scams are a problem in crypto since I'm in crypto since 2015. Really started in crypto and then worked for a long time on the VC side for a family office and a corporate VC. Saw plus 1,000 deals in my life, crypto of companies pitching me and raising money. The utility, of course, is always a big question when it comes to token economics. But NFT utility in the gaming space, it's there. It's like when you have an NFT and it's a weapon that you have, that's very something special that you can use within the game and can really give that NFT utility that it has a value because you can do something other people just can't do without owning the NFT. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and the last thing, yeah. So scams we saw in the beginning of the Web3 economy, gaming economy to start. A lot of projects being games in the second place, but first they wanted to push for the P2E component of the game. So they were basically really just building artificial economies, hyping the price up, and then the game collapsed because it was not fun to play and there was actually nothing else than just hype, similar to in other crypto industries.
I see that as a problem as well. That the economy, as you said, tokenomic economy is very important. We have economists that work on ours, and it's about making like inflows and outflows and like a really strong economy that can support itself. Otherwise, you might have a huge user base, they're earning money, but then it just inflates the current, like it drops the currency, and then they stop playing anyway because it's not fun. I think the biggest problem that's coming is this, it'll be a war between Web 2 and Web 3. We're already starting to see it with Apple and Google. They're already trying to block Web 3 NFT gateways and things like this. So I think a big like legal battle will take place with Web 3 companies. And I'm already seeing, as you said, the partnerships between Web 3. They already know this. Everyone of the founders that are in Web 3 are grouping together because they know that they're going to have to go against this old Web 2 industry. But I think because of, like, I disagree. Like you're saying that not many people will use or are using or understand how to use the crypto side of things. That is true, but when I play games, the ability to hold my item, buy my item, pay money, or to get better items, it's been in gaming for years since I've been playing since I'm like 12 years old. Lineage 2, I played for 1 year straight, and I was farming these draconic bows, and I would be selling them for $10,000. Like, this economy's in the game. People want to make money and earn money, and I think they'll figure, if you like a game, it doesn't matter the blockages to get to that game. You'll figure it out. If you really want to play, like, you see people playing game that you like, that's when you can, like, solve Einstein's equations just to play that game. And I think that's what will happen in the gaming space with good games. What do you think in the overall, the long term, as you said, in like, for you, 10 years, I think it will be, before it goes really mainstream, maybe 3 to 5 years. What do you think will be in 5 years from now, what do you think the space will be like?
By the way, the report that you mentioned was generated by a crypto company or a university? Crypto company that said these things is not too reliable in my opinion. Yes. But okay. With regards to your question, to be honest, I think that beside regulation, which will probably change a lot, or new regulation will come in the next few years, I don't see any big difference between what's happening now and what will be in 5 years from now.
Do you think the big games, like the legacy games, will be using play-to-earn technology or Web3 technology? They
will, but I'm not sure it's going to happen in the next 5 years. We're already sitting on the cap table with a few of the biggest gaming giants out there. They're definitely interested. They're definitely checking it out and trying it. But real significant change will take some more time because mainly to generate a real serious AAA game, and we need just one game to really explode that will be based on blockchain and have something to do with NFTs and cryptocurrencies, that will make a serious change and make exactly.
Hopefully my
but
game.
to create something like that, it's going to take many years. It's not something that is going to happen not in 1, 2, 3 years.
Beautiful. And Laurin? In 5 years, what do you see?
Yeah.
And we're going to be quick because our red clock.
Yeah, so again, I'm more positive. I played Web3 games now, a variety of different games that are in beta, and they're fun to play. Great graphics. I don't see any difference because, like most games that are currently tested, they don't have also the crypto integration. But you can play the game, and the gameplay itself, you can already compete with Web 2. So as soon as you add the Web3 component, which in some games is just an extra to like access like certain leagues or really like to access different parts of the game that are not in the free-to-play version, you can like see those games very soon competing with Web 2 games. The gaming industry is growing. We are growing like 15% every year. The eSports industry is growing even faster at 22% every year when it comes to market cap. So it's really fascinating to see that space grow. And yes, there are two different kinds of technologies that are being used. However, I'm very bullish on Web3 gaming because it just adds so much like value to the gamer, and that's basically the customer. So I've been a player, like I've played computer games for many years. The time I spend in front of Dota without getting any value out of this is pretty much lost time. So now with this new generations to follow, and also in the next 5 years, I think there will be a mind shift. And when you start seeing, like, I think looking at the Philippines GDP, I think 2% was already composed of play-to-earn games. And yeah, we are early stage. That's true. That's a good time to come in. And yeah, pick your right horse, pick the right horse, pick games that you like to play, focus on the gaming factor, And I think you will see these new games flourish. And the Web3 component adds a lot of value to the gamers that will not able to resist going forward.
Something you said, playing Dota for many years and not getting any value. It was like, everyone talks about their parents always telling them, stop playing games, you're wasting your time, you can't make any money. And I think this is going to be the shift. I see in 5 years, actually, why I understood I'm getting heavily into play to earn, because I have quite a lot of things in crypto. It was because I see it as a universal basic income. As we do automation in the next few years, automatic cars like Tesla, AI driving cars, it's going to replace 30% of the entire world's workforce. So 1 of 3 jobs in the entire world will be replaced in the transportation industry by this self-driving technology. And that's just one thing. Now we're already seeing factories. The factories that produce the cars, there used to be hundreds of or thousands of people working in those factories. Now it's all just machines. This is growing very quickly. And soon, a lot of our jobs are going to be replaced, or people's jobs will be replaced by this. So what are they going to be doing, and how are they going to be earning money? And I think play-to-earn systems is a worldwide, crypto as well, but play-to-earn systems, universal basic income. Instead of you'll be earning money from doing leisurely things, because all your jobs have been replaced by automation, people's jobs. So I think that's where this technology is leading to in the longer term. And that's why I see it as something really huge, because it's going to be replacing like large portions of the economy from people just being able to earn doing fun things. Thank you guys, very knowledgeable. We're 6 minutes over on the red clock. Do we have time for questions? If you have any questions, yes?
The thing is, you compensate them with fiat currency. It's different in like the gaming space when it comes to NFTs, because it's not like if you go through like World of Warcraft and you collect armor and you collect different kinds of items, yes, there is a secondary market also for World of Warcraft. And people have built companies that were facilitating trading on these secondary markets. So these people are like, they're doing it professionally. This is for their job. But for the Web3 gaming space, it's not about, yes, there will be also people that will do this where they will see it like their job and their work. But this is not what we are trying to do in the first place. The real mass will play the game like just they play the Web2 game. And one day, when they think of quitting playing or they're finding a new hobby, instead of losing all the hours that went into that game, they will just sell the different items they collected, because these are digital items. And just because they are not physical and you cannot touch them, doesn't mean that they are not assets. So these assets are not belonging now to a centralized company. They are belonging now to the gamer itself. And he can choose to sell it, she can choose to sell it whenever they exit the game. So this might be, like, your research might be great based on the pure factor of fiat compensation and reminding people very much of the regular economy where they do a job and get money, a paycheck. It's something different when you start collecting rare items, or you, in our case, catch rare monsters. And you actually can play with them, and you can send them into battle, can evolutionize them. So and nobody forces you to sell them. It's, again, just a game. It's really a computer game, allowing you to hold your assets instead of a centralized company taking the advantage.
Beautiful. Any other questions? Final question? No one? Okay, amazing. Thank you all. Thank you for coming. Great knowledge.